Welcome to
To
Shade
Shade
in the
in the
City.
City. I'm your girl Treese,
It's Nose.
and today we're jumping into our review of Real Housewives of Atlanta, season 15, episode. Don't get me lying, I believe it's 9. And yes, it is 9, and it's better late than ugly. Shout out to Kenya for that one. So, if you have not already, Shade Squad, please make sure that you've hit that like button.
And the subscribe button.
And y'all, let's get into it. Let's get shady because there's obviously some shade here. And y'all know I kept my ear to the streets this week. So I actually have a little bit of tea for y'all. So yeah, let's get into it and let's get shady. Sheree's getting her acupuncture, and she's trying to find a holistic way to deal with her fibroids. She said that she has a spiritual healer, and that this woman suggested that she go on a healing retreat to Portugal, apparently. And of course, we know this is going to end up being a girls' trip with all the ladies. Yes. And then Marlo is dishing to her homegirl Ty about the flowers that she got from Scotland. And he sends her a good morning text. And so Marlo says that she does like him, but she's still afraid to open up and, fear of being hurt and all. And so then Ty suggests that she actually return the favor and send him a text back, which I don't think she actually does. But
No, like I was like, Trace would call this love games.
yeah, it's love games.
Sanya, she's hosting her first ever charity for Mommi Nation to help the moms in her community. And starts things off to basically to start things off. Her auctioneer has COVID and let her know basically that same day. So it was super short notice. And her staff suggested Kenya be the auctioneer because she has a big personality and they believe she's going to get that money. And Sonia said, we just became friends like 2 minutes ago. I don't know. She was like, it was like, what you got to lose, girl? She said, my new friendship.
Right. That
But
she
all Kenya
so badly with Kenya.
all Kenya care about is that coin. Okay, so if you was coming with that coin, you wouldn't be worried about losing your friendship. Kenya and Monyetta are working on her Kenya Moore hair care commercial. Kenya said she was super disappointed she didn't get to perform at the classics, but she's going to use the choreography that Monyetta taught her in the commercial.
I thought that was
Don't let it go to waste, girl. That's right. Now, as much as Kenya talks about getting paid from her friends, like for a favor, I believe she paid Monyetta.
I believe she paid her.
Well, because I think we spoke about that like a previous episode, and he was like, "Girl, I don't think Monyetta charged her," but I think she paid her, especially now she got her at her video shoot. She got her like helping out with the dancers.
I think put it like this. This is just my opinion. And not saying that Kenya wouldn't pay her if there was a cost. I just think that it's like they cool, they friends. So it's like if you slide me something as appreciation for my services, but as your friend, I'm not gonna charge you.
Oh, you're saying you don't think Monyetta like invoiced her?
Right.
But Kenya probably still gave her a check.
Right.
Okay. All right. She even brought Brooklyn out with her little cute little outfit to be in a commercial. I was like, this is cute. It's a little family affair going on here. And then Roy pops up on her.
Surprise.
Apparently, right? It was only to Kenya because Monyetta knew.
She seems that he be calling her phone for Kenya. That's just, that's a lot.
I guess that's how they met. I don't know. That's the in between. That's the go to. She was super excited because
you feel no type of way about that.
You said what?
You feel no type of way about that?
You said I didn't or I wouldn't.
No, you don't feel. I feel like, and I say that to say, I think it was a sweet gesture, but because it was surprise and her daughter was there,
Oh, she met him before, clearly.
Well, clearly we knew that now, but we'll get into it. We'll get into it.
I
This
think
this
I,
show,
I think
this
I
show
think
is
it didn't
Kenya.
bother me because it didn't bother Kenya, but would it bother me? Yeah. I don't think the surprise would bother me. I think the constant going through my homegirl to get to me would bother me.
Right.
That would bother me.
Right.
But basically, she was super excited because, she said it's hard to pin this man down because, he's the founder of a health food store. So it meant a lot for him to show up and with food in hand. I said, okay,
Yes,
there we
and he
go.
brought his little vegan friendly snacks or meals. Cool. Cool bean.
Now after Roy left, Sanya ended up calling Kenya on FaceTime, and it was probably the perfect timing because Kenya was in such good spirits. She was in an amazing mood, okay? And she asked her, will she do the auction? Kenya said, girl, of course I will. Now, had Roy not just left, she probably would have been like, what you paying me?
Right.
Why you ain't go through my agent?
Okay.
This is strike two.
Right.
Okay. Now, she did say she got one more time. Okay, she's got one more strike, okay, because she's constantly coming to her instead of going to her agent.
Well, again, Sanya wants to be friends. So just like she probably didn't go to Manyetta's agent or manager or whoever, you know what I'm saying? Because they're friends.
But Kenya's saying, clearly you need to go to my agent because you ain't just slided me something. I ain't gonna invoice you, but you ain't just slided me something. Manyetta don't gotta go. I don't gotta go to Manyetta's agent because I plan on paying her anyway.
Well, that part.
And if we just became friends 2 minutes ago, like you said, then really we not friends. I'm still getting to know you.
Well, yeah. Seeing where the trust lies. So, all right, Shade Squad, if you have not already, please make sure that you hit that like button.
Oh, God. And that subscribe button. Here come the tea.
So, y'all, if y'all have not heard, Marc has actually went to court and filed for Kenya to be held in contempt because apparently a part of their custody agreement is that she's supposed to be she can appear on the show, but the whole situation with Marlo and her foolishness and that playing out on TV and supposedly Brooklyn being in the room, he's basically saying that she's breaching their custody agreement and had her daughter in a bad situation and apparently he has to discuss with her any type of or she has to discuss with him any type of business opportunities that she may have Brooklyn, like even the commercial, she probably had to discuss that with him and say, I'm putting her in this commercial. It's for my hair. Like she has to have a conversation with him. It's in writing.
Ladies, this is what happens when you marry a man after just no time of knowing him. Okay. This, what?
Yeah.
The bitchness.
The bitch assness.
Right? Like the hell? What the hell?
Well, can you imagine? I guess really the tea or the word on the street is like, can you imagine if this really becomes a thing for Kenya and she could risk like having issues with her daughter over Marlo? Oh, you know that would come up in the reunion. Like if this is gonna become a thing.
How does she have control over Marlo's actions?
Well, that's what a lot of people are saying. They hope that any judge with sense can be like, she tried to protect her. She came out the door and said, get away from me. You know what I mean? Like she tried to, but I don't know. You just never know. It goes up in front of the right judge. They may feel, oh, you got your daughter.
That's like him being in the grocery store. I'm not going to say with her, but with a child, and somebody comes up and tries to kidnap her, and she goes to court and says, he had my child in a dangerous situation because I knew that was going to happen.
Yeah, no. So, yeah, and yet she wants to think about having or using another one of his embryos to have another baby. So I just think that she should probably put more thought into that, especially with this on her plate now. And obviously, we'll be praying for Kenya because nobody should have to fight for their child just because a man wants to be petty and try to, fuck with you, basically.
Did they already decide he ain't getting none of her money?
No, they still going at it. And he wants her to pay legal fees, his legal fees. Even, yeah. He said she's the one
But
that's.
look, here we go again. Jesus Christ.
He claims that she's the one that's dragging out the divorce. But
Why not just writing a check?
right, right, by just not writing the check. That's exactly what it is. Again, it's the assness for me. I could never. Ladies, this is why y'all always hear me say.
He wants to live in his soft girl era, boy.
Right. Ladies, this is why y'all always hear me say when we talk about these shows, I can't do a sassy man. I can't do a sassy man. I don't.
He ain't. Oh my goodness. I wouldn't even call it sassy. He want to live in his soft girl era. He want to be taken care of.
Clearly. Then we move over to Drew. She is talking to her mom and sister, sharing with them that JoJo was awarded the model student, which was really cool. She talks about her pride in producing her own music video, and then her sister reminds her that self-care is super important as well. And then we kind of go down this road of learning about Allison's struggles that she had with mental health.
What's dope is I didn't know she had like such an amazing career though.
Right.
She like did a lot.
She did a lot.
I really just thought like she was like a sysager or something. I don't know.
Right. And it makes
like
it makes me think that's probably how she got her on the game. I wouldn't doubt because she had all those other connections.
Maybe. I just thought, you know how like a family member's like, yeah, let me manage you. You know what I mean? I thought that's what it was. And she just became successful. I didn't realize her sister was like into all that. I said, okay, Allison.
Right. And apparently
she was young. She was like still young doing all that.
Well, apparently her and Allison, I think she said are 20 years apart.
Yeah.
So yeah, they're like 20 years apart.
If that's the case, Allison look good.
Allison looked real good, but now it got me looking at Drew's mama because Drew's mama don't look that old. Black don't crack.
You know, look, Trace. Some got it, some don't.
Right. Some got it, some don't. So anyway, so yeah, Allison had a really hard time during COVID, as we know, and then she ended up checking herself into a mental facility the first time. And then she realized in that, in that space and place is when she basically had anxiety and PTSD from dealing with trauma of the A-word relationship. So yeah, and apparently it took her back a second time. And so, Drew is just happy to see her sister in a better space and happy she can be of support to her because I guess maybe now she's staying with her, which I think is another reason why, or I'm not going to say it's another reason, but I'm sure Ralph is going to use that as another reason to not come home.
Oh, I didn't get that. She was staying with her.
Well, because she was like, yeah, so if I can just let her stay here and and get her and be of support to her. And remember how Ralph was like adamant.
I'm all here for it. I think it's super dope because she said growing up, it was business. It was all about business. They didn't really get to be sisters.
Right. They didn't get to have a sister.
Now they'll, get to be real sisters. So I think it's dope. I think she should stay there. And she clearly feels supported. Sheree went out to dinner with Lisa, Deshawn, and Kim. Sheree said she always hang out with these girls.
Wow. Well, I'll wait till you're done and then I'll give the tea. I didn't realize I had more tea for y'all. I had more tea.
You was about to skip ahead.
No, I'm not gonna skip ahead. I'll go.
Now she says she always hangs out with them. Past drama is not worth holding on to, and really, she don't remember half that shit. So now, Lisa suggests that they all do a vacation, and Kim ain't really here for it. Sheree told her she's going, like, basically it's going to be her and all the girls going to Portugal. So Kim needs the rundown of all who's going. And oh my God, did this remind me of me? I was like, I need to know who the hell. who's gonna be there. That's gonna decide if I want to go or not.
Terrible.
And she got disgusted when she heard Kenya was going.
And said she's still alive.
I said, oh, that was a little deep. That was a little harsh. She basically thinks that I'm sorry. She basically thanks Sheree for helping her meet Kroy. Says that they've been, married for 11 years. Lisa brings up that she saw that her house is being foreclosed on. I said, Lisa, why you want to bring this up when she was just talking about how happy she was and married and shit? That's some hateful shit. That's some hater shit. Okay. And Kim said, huh?
She don't hate her no more.
She's just hating on the fact she's still married.
Oh, well, I mean, yeah.
So Kim said basically that's not a credible source, and she is not about to lose her multi-million-dollar house for 200,000. Like the way she said it was like, bitch, I spent that on a bag. Like, let's not even. Okay. And it's really not sounding like these ladies really talk too much, because Sheree didn't even tell these girls that she got a grandbaby. She's just now telling. I'm like, girl, if you really talk to them like that, you ain't pick up the phone and be like, girl, guess what? My son's baby mama pregnant. Like, they didn't even know a baby was in the works. But you talk to them all the time, girl, bye. So Sheree brings up how Lisa and Deshaun ended up getting a divorce after the show. And Kim asked her, girl, how is it fun? Is it fun out there in these streets on a dating scene? I said, y'all don't like each other for real. Y'all don't like each other. So Deshaun said, it's what you make it. And Lisa says that she got somebody special. Of course, Sheree said her boo was a good guy. He just get a bad rap. So, and Kim said that her and Candy hugs it out at Portia's wedding, but they really still not good like that. They, it ain't back to what it used to be.
So first of all, Kim absolutely had no money for that house. We all know that she was losing that house. To the point.
I said that's what she made it sound like. It was like for 200,000.
You was sitting up here like you was really like.
That's the energy she was giving. She's like, I'm not about to lose my multi-million-dollar house for $200,000.
Right.
Like, girl.
Okay. When they done tried to foreclose on them twice, they can't even move out the house because they can't afford to go nowhere else, even though they're supposed to be getting divorced. But guess what, Shade Squad? Make sure you hit that like button for me. Guess what Kim and Kroy have done after calling the police multiple times and talking about each other publicly? They have now decided that they are going to stay together. Wasting our time, 2020. I'm not here for it.
Real quick though. It was like in the blogs, and now it's, it was like real quick.
I guess they said if we gonna be broke, we might as well do it together, because
they dipped their toe in the single pool. It wasn't like a full-on dive.
How much money they owe the federal government?
Huh?
You know how much money they owe the federal government?
How much?
I think I don't get me lying, allegedly, but I want to say they owe like $3 million in taxes.
I mean, Kim look expensive.
Kim spends all her money at the casino.
She got a gambling problem.
Yes.
Well, she expensive.
Anyway, y'all, I can't. So yeah, Kim and Kroy still together. Drop down in the comments. Let us know what y'all think. Again, I think that they were playing in our face. Maybe they thought somebody was going to give them a show because they need the money. Whatever the case may be, we'll wait for them to start, selling their giving their shit away if it don't get repoed, because they got a lawsuit from everybody. Target just sued her the other day because she ain't paid on her Target card. American Express got her for another like 80K. That they in debt. Okay. I don't even think filing bankruptcy will fix this. Maybe I'm wrong because I ain't never filed bankruptcy, but all this debt they get, and you can't run from the
I mean, we know somebody that owe more and they filed bankruptcy and they Gucci now. So
well, yeah, I don't think bankruptcy gets you out of the federal tax thing. I think that the government won't pay money. They don't care. That's just my thought. So Sanya is preparing for her Mommi Nation event and forgot to share her schedule with her sister. So she is not in the best of moods. I will say, and maybe it's because she feels like Sanya always does this to her, but I feel like every time we see her sister, she has an attitude with her.
I think Sanya just aggravates her.
Oh, okay.
And it doesn't help that she wants her to move out. I think she's still mad at her about that too.
So then I won't go there. I just really
I think also what I'm gonna say is I think it's one of those situations. The only reason why I can relate to it is because she said something along the line of you like she feels like she does it because no matter what I'm gonna be there. So when you automatically expect it or just know, like, you know what I'm saying, like that should that should aggravate you.
Yeah, I can see that. Okay, so now Marleisha is this her name? Marleisha,
The friend,
is that what you got?
I got the friend.
Oh, the friend, you're stupid. She stops by to share her updates on the event. They have to get Kenya ready for the auction. And her sister goes off about how many roles she plays and that Sanya toys with her life. And she's just trying to make everything work. So she says that she's unhappy, and Sanya actually gets emotional at this point because I guess maybe she realized how much she had pissed her sister off.
I think it was because Sanya also tried to make a joke about it.
Right. Marleisha says they need to communicate better, and Sanya feels like she has all these little fires going on around her. And her sister, gets mad that, as we said, she takes her for granted. So,
yeah, I didn't know you met the sister. I put the sister.
You stupid. I keep forgetting. Is it Shira? Shira?
Her sister.
Bye. Go ahead.
So basically, Sanya walked into the event space and she is overwhelmed. She said it's truly a dream come true. So everybody starts showing up except for Kenya. And Sanya went to call and check on her. And she said she had an emergency. I said, look, I was like, oh, this is what happened when you don't pay them. I was like, here we go. The excuses. But she also said that she was a little confused about a message that she got from her staff saying that she would be separated from her plus one, and she's not cool with that. And says that it's like being at a wedding and not being with your plus one, and she doesn't mind sitting at another table, but she doesn't want to be separated. So Sanya said she'll do her best to try and accommodate her. And the ladies are excited to find out about Marlo's date. She told the ladies that he was a chef. I thought that he owned that restaurant.
I thought he did too, because
he said this is my restaurant, but I guess, I mean, if I like a restaurant or if I work at a restaurant, I guess I'll say it's my restaurant too. I don't know.
Well, no, I mean, maybe he just also doubles as a chef. Like he gets behind,
But it's Marlo though. If he actually owned the restaurant, she would say he's a restaurant owner. She wouldn't just dumb him down and say he's a chef.
Well, I don't know, because even what was it? Ty, she brings up in that earlier scene, she said you should text him, say, hey, how was business today? Da da da. So to me, it supports that he is more of like an owner than just a chef.
No, because that just means that you're busy cooking up a bunch of food.
I don't think I would care how busy or how many salmons you made today.
If
how much money did you have come?
She's trying to give her suggestions. Marlo don't want to text him at all. That's all that was.
Oh,
Marlo is the type of show-offy bitch that would definitely say if he had stacks on stacks on stacks and he was the owner of some shit. That's why I'm like, maybe he really is just a chef, because it's Marlo. If she dating a nigga with money, she gonna want everybody to know he got money. Because when she said he's a chef, everybody immediately thought, oh, he ain't got enough money for her. Sheree for damn sure did. She was like, Sheree was like, yeah, I don't know how that's gonna work, because chefs don't really make a lot of money. And I feel like that's something Marlo would have said if somebody else said, oh yeah, I'm dating a chef versus a restaurant owner. So it's really giving chef, and I think we were just confused because I know Marlo would have said it. Yeah, girl, he got a nice restaurant, you know, business is booming. Yeah. Well, Marlo says that she knows it's a match made in heaven because, she was sitting down with him the whole night and she didn't have no acid reflux. I thought it was because y'all were both jailbirds.
Right.
That's neither here nor there. So Kandi showed up and let it be known, girl, all the great lengths I went through to be here for you. Okay. And Sanya says she feeling like the favorite because Kandi done missed plenty of events for everybody else, but
she made her way. And yeah, because she had just came off the road. That was a lot.
not even that. She came off the road. She had a show to do that morning. And then it was Sonya's brunch. Let me say something. I love Kandi, but the way my kids be complaining about they don't see me, I would say fuck all y'all.
Well, it's that part.
My kids, like, if I'm working all the time, I want to support. I'm gonna just send you a check. I'm here in spirit.
Well, she has to show up for the film time. That pays the bills too.
Can't even worry about that, girl. Listen, if anybody on the show, I mean, well, you know what? Who don't gotta worry about that? But Kandi she'll worry about it because Kandi she don't let a check go.
Right.
Now, Sanya tried to wait for Kenya, but she said, you know what? It's been over an hour. This girl's over an hour late. Okay, look, and I'll just be the auctioneer. So Sanya gets up there and starts telling about her charity and gets emotional, and then luckily Kenya walks in. Sanya was kind of boring. I do not imagine her being an auctioneer. So she had the MC come up to give out Mommy Choice Awards, which I thought was cute. She also had Cairo come in to present his mother with an award for being an amazing mom and grandma and making it look easy. And of course, it meant the world to Sheree. She thought that was super dope that Cairo showed up because he ain't even that type to get up in front of nobody.
We very rarely see him talk.
We very rarely seen him on the show. Even
right. But even when she tries to like engage with him or have conversation, you don't see him say much when he's on camera.
So then she calls Kenya up there to be the auctioneer. Sanya let her know that the goal was 50,000. Kenya went up there and tried to get that from one table. She said, I see 50,000 at one table longer. When Sanya is worried, she gonna scare all the people away with these high ass numbers she pulling out. But Kenya starts off the bid with her own $5,000. Then Kandi says she'll match it, and everybody else started standing up. 5,000 here, 5,000 here. I said, oh, all right, Kenya. And messing with Kenya, they ended up raising $78,000. So, look, Kenya said, "This is why you chose me, boo."
Okay, you knew who to call.
Well, she didn't. Her friends did. Her staff did.
That's true. That's true. That's very true. And she did a great job, even though she was late. And the only thing I could say I really didn't, one thing I didn't care for was when Kenya was on this whole +1 situation with her. And I was like, if that was an issue, why couldn't you have brought that up prior? Why wait till you're already late and then you're like, oh, making it seem as if the issue was because your +1 can't sit.
Well, no, she said that she had got a message from her staff. So I'm assuming it was that day. She said, I got a message from your staff that was confusing, saying that being my +1 would be separated.
So then why wouldn't you call her, text her and say, hey, I just want to clear this up? Why is Sanya calling you if you're confused?
But she was trying to get ready. Maybe she thought I'll deal with it when I get there. I don't know. Don't be asking all these questions.
Right.
Asking all them questions.
Right. No, because sometimes Kenya has to be held accountable.
But I told you, this is what happened when you ain't offering up no money. Your shit is on the back burner.
Well,
that's why she ain't making no phone.
Look, Kandi came, got there on time, and gave some money.
But you also said she's getting a check for filming.
That's true. All right. Shade Squad, thank you so much for tuning in to our review of Real Housewives of Atlanta. If you have not already, please make sure that you have hit that like button.
You comment.
you subscribe,
and you hit the notification bell.
and make sure you're following us on all the platforms, the TikTok, the Twitter, the Facebook, and the IG. And yeah, guys, we appreciate the love. Let's keep growing. Let's keep glowing. And we will catch you next week for another review. Have a good night.
Good night.